Mr. Chairman. Ms. Puglisi, I was very surprised to learn that Georgetown was not paying for your defense. And I'm going to be seeing John Levin at Stanford, who's going to be the new president. He was the chair of the economics department when I taught there. Next week, he's getting inaugurated. But I guess my question to you is, what can Stanford do, or what can Georgetown do to protect your right to write? I don't just view this as a China issue. I view this as a freedom of speech issue.
Thank you for the question. I believe, to hold up the indemnity clause would be a good start.
Have you contacted through Congress, Georgetown? If not, I'm happy if you want to talk offline and to reach out to Georgetown, and I'm sure other members would as well. I think if you wrote this paper while you were at Georgetown, people are free to disagree with it. People are free to criticize it, but to sue you for an academic paper, that's just not how we do things in the United States of America.
Yes, thank you. I believe the committee has sent a letter, but I appreciate the support.
Right. Well, I'm fairly involved there as well, so why don't you afterwards, if you want to just contact our office, and we'll send something over as well, because hopefully Georgetown will set the right precedent here. There are broader policy issues, but I think our universities have to be at the front line of protecting our researchers and our scholars. From everything I can tell from your paper, it was simply an academic work, and that's how the marketplace of ideas work. If they think you're wrong, they could publish 5 things saying you're wrong. But to sue you is absurd. Mm-hmm. And so I appreciate your coming before the committee and sharing your story. Dr. Goldenziel, let me ask you, we recently unanimously in the House passed a bill to restrict DJI's drone technology. I was shocked to learn, I think it was Representative Stefanik's bill, I was shocked to learn that we are so dependent on this Chinese drone company where they're providing all of the emergency service drones. They're providing drones, some of them even to our military, and I'm hopeful that this bill that passed unanimously in the House or by voice vote is going to be part of the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization. But how did we get in this position where we're dependent on Chinese drone companies? Chairman Rogers from HASC was just out with me in my district and did a hearing in Silicon Valley. We've got so many great drone technology companies here. How did we end up in this position, and how do we correct it?
Thank you for that question. Well, I'm not an expert in this matter. I can say that this conversation has been going on for a very long time. My former colleague, Harry Wingo, who's now recently left NDU to become our Deputy National Cyber Director, testified before Congress about this issue several years ago, and this conversation has been going on as long as I've been part of the Department of Defense, almost 9 years now. So I think that this is a remnant of our just overall economic engagement with China that, of course, we are now decoupling from. My question would be why it took so long for us to address this issue.
Well, I agree with that. Obviously, it was a failure that we had allowed ourselves to become this dependent. And I don't want to sound alarmist, but you saw what happened with Hezbollah and in Israel and the sensitivity of technology. Why we would allow Chinese technology in our most sensitive areas just seems very naive. And I'd love to hear your thoughts just more generally on what we can do to ensure that we're supporting our own industrial base for this sensitive technology.
I think one of the things that Congress can do is really to examine our supply chains. I know there's concern within the Department of Defense, not speaking on their behalf, about our processes for government contracts not being sophisticated enough to be able to weed out Chinese companies, subsidiaries, infiltrating our technological chains in a way that can, technological supply chains in a way that could come back to bite us. Thank you.